So how do you lose weight easily? What things can you do to make weight loss easier? It just feels so difficult. I think this is going to be an awesome video. I'm really excited about this one. So I got 3 tips for you coming up. What is up, For Faith family? Thank you again for tuning in. If you are new here, consider subscribing because I talk about weight loss and fat loss, and that is it. My only goal is to help you reach yours for maybe the first time ever and get you out of the rut of trying to lose weight. So let's hop right on into the tips. And the first tip number 1 is going to be you have to make it fun. You have to make it entertaining, and that is absolutely essential. And once you make this fitness lifestyle fun, it no longer feels like a chore. It no longer feels like you're doing anything negative at all. It turns into something that you want to do, something that you will never quit, something that you wake up for and that you can't wait for work to be over for. Whenever fitness becomes your escape from everything else, that's whenever you have really found success because you are no longer trying, you're just doing what you enjoy, which, just like everything else, the things we enjoy, we never quit, and eventually, with enough practice, we are successful at, guaranteed. You gotta know at first though, it's not going to be fun. So if right now, if you're just starting off and you're a beginner and you're like, man, I don't feel like that at all, this is not apparently what he's saying, this is not gonna be easy for me. It gets easier. Whenever you start experiencing the benefits, whenever you start experiencing, and I'm not just talking about weight loss, whenever you start experiencing feeling better and your clothes fitting better and just the confidence that comes from that. And a little bit later, I'm gonna give you more tips in the video. When those things start applying, you're going to start enjoying this. You're going to start having fun. You're going to start spending more time with family, maybe cooking and going to see things and stuff like that. So whenever this starts to become fun, which takes time and practice, but whenever this starts to become fun, it really becomes easy. So I got a couple mini tips for you on that in order to make something more fun. One thing, you could, if you don't have a dog already, you could go get a dog or start enjoying your dog's company a little bit better. Go on hikes, go on walks, go have fun with your dog. Me and my wife always go hiking with our dog, and we go to parks and stuff like that, and we just always take him along, and it becomes something that is really fun. In fact, my wife doesn't really want to go without him. And so that starts to become an event for our family. Right now we don't have kids. He is kind of our kid. So we take him everywhere we go and we have a lot of fun with them. And that starts the process of having more fun. Another idea for you is to head outside. It doesn't always have to be in the gym. It doesn't always have to be in your house. You can go outside. You can have exercise in many different ways. It can be full out exercise where you're doing burpees and sprints and stuff like that, or it could be a walk, a hike. It could be that you're just kind of climbing something, I don't know, trees, or, here in Missouri we have something called Elephant Rock. I know that you can kind of get up on the rocks, and that counts as exercise. And so start going to see things and experiencing things and going outside and enjoying the weather, as long as the weather is good, of course. And that is where some of the fun starts to kick in yet again. Tip number 2 to make weight loss easy is you have to take the power from the scale. It is absolutely essential that the scale doesn't have power over you. Now, this takes time and practice, but you have to get to a point where you don't really care what the scale says. And I know your ultimate goal is to lose weight. And so I'm not saying that screw it, I'll just, go up or go down, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that. It's just you can't let it affect you. You have to treat those weigh-ins like data points, like it's just another point of data so I can paint a better picture and change my plan in the future. So let's say you hop on the scale and it says that you're 2 pounds heavier, and then the next week you hop on the scale and it says you're a pound lighter than you're 2 pounds heavier, and you get all these data points. You might see that it might have felt like you gained weight, but really the line of best fit is, I guess to you guys it would be this way, the line of best fit would be that it is going down in total. So a lot of times single days are going to lie to you, where you're going to have an increase in water weight. You're going to have an increase in whatever weight it is, water or maybe even muscle. But if you're being active and you're working out and you really are giving it a good go and you're not eating like 4 quarter pounders from McDonald's a day, as long as you're like roughly in the parameter of doing things correctly, and which isn't hard, like a lot of times you're going to be doing that on accident, as long as you're watching what you eat just a little bit and exercising a little bit, your body is really good at its job. Your body wants to make things easier in all aspects of life. That's just how it is. Your body wants to make things easier. Our body's job is to adapt. If we lift heavy things, our body says, I need more muscle in order to lift these heavy things, and it adds muscle. And it is really, really good at its job. Now, yes, you have to do things to support what it is trying to do, but I can guarantee you that at the very least, you will maintain weight. If you step on the scale and you see an increase in weight, there is no way that that is body fat. It could be muscle, so you could have actually gone up in weight, but most likely it could be water. And you have to trust me, your body, it's not going to say, hey, I'm lifting heavy things and I need better fitness. I have an idea. Let's add body fat. Your body's good at this. It's not going to add something that's useless and not going to help it. So I weigh daily now just for tons of data points, and you might not be ready for that. And this is how you assess how often you should, at least this is what I tell my clients to do, to assess how often you should be weighing yourself. Every morning, ask yourself, if I weigh right now and I'm 2 pounds heavier than my last weigh-in, is that going to devastate me? Is that going to bring me down? Is that going to affect me? And really think, like if I was 2 pounds heavier than my last weigh-in, how is that going to make me feel? And if that is negative in any sort of way, just don't weigh. Just skip the scale, and practice on knowing that that would have been just a data point. Even if that was 2 pounds heavier, 3 pounds heavier, whatever it was, that's just a data point, because I promise it's going to be 2 pounds or 3 pounds lighter in a day or two or a week or whatever. I went a whole week last week where my weight consistently kept going up, but I know that I was doing the right things. I was working out hard. I was eating around the calories I needed to eat. So I know for a fact that I'm not gaining body fat. Maybe gaining muscle, but I didn't feel like that either. And sure enough, my body weight dropped all of a sudden just today. It was the first day that it dropped right back down to normal. In fact, I was like 0.2 pounds lighter. So, and I'm not accrediting that to weight loss either. That is just data points. Whenever I go back to look at the data points, that is whenever I can start painting a clearer picture and adjust my calories, adjust my workouts, whatever it is, in order to help me further along and, again, make weight loss easier. Tip number 3, and I'm sure you've heard this one before, but focus on other things other than your end goal. And I'm not saying it's not important. Your ultimate goal to lose weight is your ultimate goal. But there will come a time where having fun and enjoying yourself and experiencing things, those things start to become more important. But another thing that I'm talking about, particularly on this part of the tip, is to focus on strength achievements or lower times or whatever it is. Maybe you go hiking around your a local trail and you keep track of your time. And now, next time that you go, you're going to try to beat that time. And if you focus on those small achievements, one, it's fun because it's like instantly attainable. You don't have to wait a year or whatever it is like you're going to have to with a significant amount of weight loss. It's instantly obtainable. And 2, you're stronger. You're just like, yeah, I did something. This is cool. Like now I'm a better version of myself than I was before. And this is like part 2 of that tip. Try to go see things. The best thing we have in St. Louis is like the Arch and some cool, monuments and stuff like that. But I'm talking like go experience what is out there. It can be local. It can be a little bit further than local. Something close for us is Kansas City. We can go there and see the things that Kansas City has to offer. And I know it's not super fun. Like Kansas City isn't going to be the best city in the world to go see things, but still it's an excuse to get out there and to go experience life. I mean, just a little idea from that is you could start a list, like a giant, kind of like a bucket list, I guess, of places that you could go see, and at each one of those you have to do a workout or something. And what you're focusing on then isn't necessarily the scale, it's experiences, it's living, it's one day looking back at your life and having no regrets because you lived and you did this thing called life. And so whenever you start focusing on something other than the scale, I promise weight loss gets so much easier. Some more ideas for that are just different trails, different attractions around. Just go see the sunrise. When was the last time you saw the sunrise that wasn't on the way to work or as you were waking up? When was the last time you went and actually enjoyed the sunrise? Use that as an excuse. Go see things and experience life. I have more on this particular tip coming up, and I can't really tell you what that means, so it's kind of confusing right now as to what that means. But I'm really excited about the next stage of For Faith Fitness and what I'm going to be trying to bring to For Faith Fitness, and that's going to be a central theme of what I'm all about is living and experiencing things, and including weight loss in that. And I think it really does go a long way. This is the best tip on this video. Experience things, live your life, make fitness a part of that, and you won't even feel like you're trying to do anything. You won't even feel like you're doing a chore anymore. This becomes something that's extremely enjoyable. Well, that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content on how to lose weight and get out of that cycle of the negativity associated with weight loss. For Faith Fitness is an online personal training company, meaning I can train you from anywhere. You can work out at any time. Full workout videos, the whole 9 yards. It is awesome. Accountability every day and everything. It is really incredible, and you can experience that completely for free. You can do your free 2-week trial, or you can subscribe to this channel, and I'll leave the details in the comments. Subscribe to this channel, leave a question down in the comments section, and that will get you an entry into winning some free personal training and actually getting a month of free personal training to experience this fully in depth. I mean, the 2 weeks is the same thing, but you just get a little bit longer to experience this fully in depth and see how awesome it is having a personal trainer in your pocket to keep you motivated every single day. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.